Good morning and welcome to another day here on planet Earth. I'm your Merry Gardener. This is Medium Latte Extra Hot, episode 194. New podcast is out. Have you ever made your client cry? How about 2 clients? Oops. Yeah, so that's the title of the podcast. Not a habit I make, but over the 30 years it has happened, and I tell the story of why. One good, one bad. So it's you'll see. Not my fault, please. But yeah, one good, one bad. I did tell that story on the Bearded Growers. You'll see in the whole podcast. I had a wonderful weekend. Me and my daughter was doing lots of productive chores, doing things that needed to be done, taking out the bottles to the bottle bank, all that kind of stuff. Getting bikes and putting them here and there and everywhere, sorting stuff out. I've had a really good time in my flat as well. I've been meaning to do it. I had a really long weed that I dug up, and it was about 7 foot, this weed. And I was like, what would happen if I dried that out? Like you see like tiny little flowers dried out. What would happen if you dried that out and then framed it and have like this massive thing? So I've had that thing sat in my flat for a long time because it was big, it was chunky, and I had like scaffold planks down on top of it with paper, and I finally took all that and had a look at it. It looked proper cool. I liked it. But the problem is, there's no way I've got a frame big enough for that. So I decided to cut it into little A2 size chunks of about 4. And then I've kind of layered them in, and I've kind of put them somewhere safe for the time being, just so I could tidy up generally. And I was thinking about chucking it, and I looked at it, I thought, you know what? I've flipping had that there for ages. I need to do something with it, some kind of art thing. So I'm going to have like 4 different frames, and then I'm going to just kind of get it on the wall. So that'll be interesting. I just got to find the frames. I've been looking at charity shops, but for some reason, why are charity shops charging like £10, £30 for these frames? I thought frames would be like a couple of quid in a charity shop. Clearly not. Yes. Oh, yes. And I've brought my first cassette. I went into an old record shop on the off chance, thinking, I know it's a record shop, but he might sell cassette tapes. And lo and behold, he had 2 shelves of cassette tapes. Although I had my daughter with me that was being a bit bored and like just saying, look, yeah, I know this is record shop, Dad, it's not my thing. And I was kind of trying to look, and I'll tell you what, actually looking at the title of a cassette is actually really hard. You have to really squint and look at every single name, and I'm just like, my eyes are hurting. Blimey. But I did buy one. I was looking for maybe Oasis or some 90s stuff, but I didn't really see it. Nothing really jumped out at me. But I did end up buying a 30th anniversary James Bond collection of Bond theme tunes. I know why, I just thought, yeah, that's going to be cool. And I needed a cassette. I wanted to go home with a cassette so I could test out my vintage cassette player, because I know the radio works, but I never tested out the cassette. And the guy, I was telling the guy, and he said, it is just double check, press play, make sure all the cogs are turning, and like the bit pushes against the thing. Yeah, he explained the whole thing to me. So he said, because if you put it in and it messes up, it's going to ruin your tape that you just bought. And it was only £3. And apparently, he told me they're actually releasing new songs on cassette, which is crazy. Although I way prefer the vintage old stuff. But apparently Oasis album's really hard to get hold of. I've seen some online, so I could probably get it online. But if you're going shopping, they apparently said they go like hotcakes, even the records. But yeah, I tested it out and it worked. Although I have a slight problem with my radio. It is on loud and I can't turn it down. So when I press play on either the radio or the tape deck, it just blasts out and it's just like too loud. So I've got to figure out why that is. I can hear something clanging around inside, so I think maybe a piece is broken off, so I might unscrew the back off. Anyway, guys, I've gone on. I feel like I'm just going off on a tangent here. Have a great day. Great Monday. It's a beautiful day out there, so enjoy it, people. Spring is finally here. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.